Welcome back to the greatest series on all the interwebs, presented by the most goodest BS gun tier tuber of all time. We're talking Battle Royale mod close emitter. We have gathered the best of the best in close emitter red dot sights, and we're putting them all head to head. We're talking the Trijicon RCR, the aimpoint acro P2, lead and steel PB3, Steiner MPS, Holosun 509t, and the cycle bear. Boy, trap lords wish they had a roster stacked this deep. On God, for real, no cap. Thanks, Gen Z. So, the reason I've gathered you all here today, the subject at hand, the next entry out of the lineup. Hailing from the smog-filled city of the ultra-scenic Beijing metropolitan area, imported directly by the CCP, probably none other than our beloved Bat Soup Special Holosun 509t. Woo-wee! Roll up some egg rolls and pour some duck sauce out for the fallen homies. It's about to get heavy, boys. Now, gents, Holosun. I'd be willing to say with confidence that, there really hasn't been a more successful rollout and come up quite like, the Holosun has done to the market. Now, say what you want about, the beloved Holosun Wuhan flu boys, and what you are saying is probably true. You can't deny that they're absolutely positively dominating that mid-tier and below small optics market. Shoot, it's nothing to see Holosun's popping up on nicer 2011s and 1911 double stack GADs that cost 5 times more than the optic itself. And folks that run these things, I swear, they are willing to die on the hill they're defending with nothing but chopsticks. So maybe these folks are up to something. Maybe they've got a secret, that they know the rest of us are being kept in the dark about. Well, being a genuinely fiscally irresponsible millennial, I had no other choice but to donate 400 some odd bucks to the good old CCP and get me one of them there China dots, slap it on the finest piece of good old American machinery. Oh yeah, none other than the legendary PSA dagger, of course. What a perfect fit. So, before y'all go slide in the comments screaming, well, why was it the Holosun 69420-TPS K, X, Y, and Z in the lineup? Well, it's simple. I just didn't want it. And this was the more expensive one. It has all the same tech and the exact same emitter as the rest of the Holosun lineup. If not, maybe better. It's a titanium housing on this guy, so it's slightly lighter, multiple reticle choices, shake awake, solar powered, and of course a closed emitter. Oh, who am I kidding? Why aren't you guys arguing more in the comments? Way too civil down there. It's starting to freak me out how kind and compassionate you guys are to each other. I thought people on the interwebs were supposed to be really mean. Just kidding. You guys are awesome, and I genuinely do appreciate you guys for subscribing to the mediocrity here that is 110 SAS actual. So, back to the subject at hand, the Holosun. Also, kind of a strange name since, we're the only country to actually harness the power of the sun and use it in a war. Okay, for real, I'm done. The Holosun 509t. The T stands for tritium. That's a radioactive material that just we dropped on... Okay, focus, Cody, focus. Okay, yes, T is for titanium. We all know that titanium, is pretty daggone durable, and it's very lightweight material. Undoubtedly great stuff, with its really only major con being it's simply a more expensive material to use. It's durable and it's light. And what's kind of interesting, this one right here comes in at the mid-level range of all the prices of all the optics in the lineup. And it's the only one in the lineup to have an actual titanium housing. So kind of rad, really. Now on top here, you're probably wondering why Elon Musk put his solar panels on an optic. Well, you see, he probably got tired of throwing his Tesla batteries in the ocean, to charge the electric eels. So he decided renewable energy is way more neat. Now, this is hailed by Holosun as a fail-safe method. Now, what does failing to be safe actually mean? Well, how it works is no matter what, you're always going to have a dot. No more pulling out your pistol, presenting a dead and non-existent dot. The solar power strip harnesses the power of the sun through a process called photosynthesis, definitely photosynthesis, for sure. It converts the sun's energy into battery power, so you will always have a dot. Okay, which is actually kind of really nice. Your move iron sight, gang. Moving forward, we have the controls here on the left side. Simple and clean cut, slightly recessed into the housing, to help avoid those accidental bumps and, just cuts and damage to the rubber itself. With the controls on the left side, it's great for us right-handed folks. Wrong-handed folks, yeah, you're gonna have to reach just a little bit more. So the battery is located here on the right side. And it's taken out with, simply a small like flathead screwdriver. The windage and elevation adjustments are also, the same size slot. That's okay. I suppose, my biggest gripe is like, they're just too small to where you can't really get anything like, a K-slip in there, to make your adjustments or unscrew the battery cap on the fly. I mean, you kind of have to really find something on the ground to make it really actually work. When really, you just need to have the key that they provide on your person. Which kind of sucks, but like you should have that key on your kit at all times, and along with, right next to your spare batteries. It's not as bad as like, like an Allen key or like a Torx bit key that, is pretty much only useful to just this. So that's kind of nice that it is a flathead and, you typically have like some sort of flathead. When you're at the range, you forget your key, you can take your knife or something like that. You can probably make something do with something in your kit on the ground, probably just to get, the battery out and replace it or adjust your zero. But again, it's just a touch too small to get your fingernail in there or like a K-slip in there. But at the end of the day, again, just carry your key, you'll be fine. Now, the Holosun has its own little proprietary footprint, which kind of sucks, but it's okay really because Holosun is a very well supported platform now, and plenty of folks are making plates for it to get it on pretty much whatever you desire. So, now, it's kind of neat. Holosun does include a plate adapter for like the RMR footprint, which is nice because it's easily the most common and supported footprint in the business, period. Unless, you want to count like the Glock MOS system. Now moving on, let's talk about the glass. It's not terribly bad, but it's not amazing, or is it like changing the game? The size of the window and field of view, that's great. Tons of room for activities, a very solid rectangle lens. I'd say it's like the second largest in the lineup, which is great because I find myself searching for the dot after presentation or like, a target transition less and less with this closed emitter because it's a little bit larger and I can see and reference where my dot is at. My biggest gripe just in general with all closed emitters is just that tunnel effect. Some have less, some have more. But here's the thing, they all suffer from it, at least some maybe more than others. Some feel like you're looking through like a straw versus like looking through a toilet paper roll. When it comes down to it, I'm gonna want that TP roll on my GAT instead of a straw. And the Holosun feels like, the toilet paper roll versus like the McDonald's straw. So that's kind of awesome, but that's kind of where the awesomeness stops. The Holosun suffers from this weird kind of like fisheye convex magnification effect. It's very strange. So it doesn't feel like a true like one power glass, and it absolutely doesn't feel like you're looking out your kitchen window. Notice how the object here, like it gets kind of distorted when you move it around in the glass. Now I'm gonna be honest, it kind of messes with my eye just a little bit, and pretty much every optic in the lineup has at least some fisheye, but I didn't really notice it on any of them until I actually got a lot of time behind the 509t. It was kind of so bad that I actually had to go back and shoot and look through each optic again and again to make sure, it wasn't just me or something like that. No, it's just that prevalent here on the Holosun. Now, guys, this isn't like a huge deal because realistically, you shouldn't be focusing on just the glass. You should have like both eyes open, looking at your target and putting your dot on the target and then making the gun go bang. Looking strictly through the glass and focusing on just that is a great way to diminish your situational awareness and kind of, counterproductive to like dynamic pistol shooting. Now, if you're shooting for groups on a small target with, no time set up or anything like that, and you can focus on a single target, nothing going on around, closing one eye and getting that perfect sight picture and seeing, the perfect like upper half of that A zone, or, like the buttons on a coat, that's fine. And it's gonna work fine for just that. But that's typically not my style of shooting. I'm out here, trying to play LARPerator 9000, John Wick kind of things. Okay, not really, but, the way I see it is the most realistic use of a handgun is going to be that, CCW draw, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, this dude's trying to shoot me, hurt me, kind of whatever, until you get your sight picture and make the gun go bang until you get that sight picture, or, that threat is no longer there. Or, your typical USPA match, in either scenario, you're not going to be drawing and taking your oh so sweet time to even notice that there is like fisheye effect happening in this optic. So the bottom line is the fisheye, it's not irrelevant, but it does kind of mess with my brain a little bit. And essentially you have like two different sight pictures being processed by your brain. One that's like perfectly flat because that's, your support eye, your non-dominant eye. And the other one that's kind of a little fish-eyed and skewed a little bit. I think it just kind of proves that, There's definitely some room for improvement on glass quality here, but again, it's not going to be the end of the world, and it's not going to take a whole lot of time behind the trigger for you to recognize, its potential limitations to your ability to get on target and stay on target. Also, there's like a touch of like bluish hue through this lens. Now, to me, it's really not a big deal at all, but some people complain about it and complain about it quite a bit, that blue optics are the worst. So I'd like to state that for the dudes who absolutely can't stand it. It's definitely not the worst in the lineup that I've seen, but it's, it's there. It's kind of blue, but it's like right there in the middle of that lineup as far as blue optics go. Now guys, one really awesome thing you might find useful is there are different reticles to choose from. You have a big old donut with a dot in the middle, just the donut, or just the dot. While I myself kind of really prefer just the dot in my sight picture, I can see where folks really like that big donut, It's huge, you cannot miss it. If you can just see a little bit of it in the glass, that's gonna be nice because it's gonna be able to get you on center quicker. You can see it, there's less room for error, saying like, oh crap, I need to get this pistol to the left, I need to get it pointed to the right, and get that full sight picture and get all of the reticle and of course the glass. It's nice for just quick, easy adjustments. You point, oh, it's on the left, let's get that, fixed. I'm guilty of it too. When I go to pop my pistol, I transition or something like that, and I'm looking down it and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta adjust this thing. And I turn the pistol the opposite way just because, I don't know, I just need more practice. And it's like, oh crap, I just went the wrong direction. Then you gotta go the opposite direction and it costs you time. So I really do see like the benefits of that huge donut. But, again, I'm just a dot guy. Whatever works best for you, and fits your experience level, just roll with it, That's what's gonna be best for you. Now the next feature is kind of nice, but it's also, I don't know. Let's talk about it. It's the shake awake technology. Basically, when you sit your guy down on the nightstand, or in the safe for the night, the optic gets tired and it falls asleep. But for real, it senses that, there's a lack of movement and it sets around too long and it's still on. It's gonna turn the optic off and save your battery life. And once you pick it up, it's gonna pop right back on for you to do your thing. I think it's kind of neat technology and, it's a decent feature, but ultimately, I don't think, you should be buying any optic based on just that feature. Here's the thing, guys, like battery life on pistol dots is pretty much measured in years now, not days, months, literal years. Now, left on roughly at mid-level brightness, you're gonna get pretty much over a year for it. So the odds of you needing to replace your battery is literally, pretty much like once a year for the average end user. Less of course if you're not using it daily, more, more frequently if you do use it more often. But still, it's gonna be a long time regardless. You'd be better off probably just replacing all of your battery-powered everything on a schedule rather than reliance on the shake awake technology to help you get an extra few months to a year out of like a $5 battery. Now, again, I'm not hating on the technology. I think it's cool, but I think it doesn't have the best place like on a pistol dot. I think where it would really make sense is stuff like larger magnified optics, LPVOs, mpvos, and stuff like that, because I swear every time I need the lume on a magnified optic, I swear I go to turn it on, it's dead. I mean, not every time, but daggone, them magnified optics, I swear they're drinking the battery sauce, unlike any other pistol dot, that kind of sips it more like a fine wine. So yeah, shake awake technology, it's kind of cool, but I just don't see like the true need for it. I'm not gonna say it's a gimmick, but I mean, I don't know. So now guys, let's just finally address the elephant in the room. Yes, this optic is 100% made in China. You either care a whole lot about that or you give approximately 0 cares about it. Okay guys, prepare your feelers. Hot and trash takes from 110 SAS Actual. It seems like we as like the gun community turn a blind eye and buy, tons of stuff knowingly or unknowingly out of China. But when it comes to something, firearm related, we lose our absolute minds. And if it's from there, which is totally okay. I love that energy. We as Americans should absolutely support American manufacturing and have less and less reliance on foreign manufacturing. If you want to boycott China optics, hell yeah, I am with you, dog, 110%. But gents, keep that same energy when it comes to, buying your new cell phone, clothes, or literally most of the stuff in our houses. I'm guilty of it. There's an American-made product, however, for every single thing you need in life. So don't go throw a temper tantrum on FaceSpace about China optics if you're playing keyboard warrior from your China-made iPhone. So here's the deal. Either boycott it all or buy whatever you want. Regardless, it seems to me that so far the Holosun 509t, it's an okay optic. You know, I haven't exactly put it through, you know, the ringer yet so far, but where it's really gonna matter on the Holosun is how it's gonna handle the durability test of this section. We're putting all of these optics head to head here, and at the very last segment, we're gonna put these guys through some serious damage and see what happens. So, gentlemen, be sure to subscribe. You don't wanna miss Battle Royale mod close emitter. So, until next time, hosses and hossettes, run your gun and not your mouth.